Hope that helps.
I just sent everybody the link for the podcast today at 10 o'clock Central. So
You guys are we're going to keep an eye on this put. It may be setting up here. 2 is about to cover, and we're about to go in a gap stack down here nicely. We're looking at the 175. Probably going to offer about half that ask at, I don't know, 109. Let's see if we get a little more volume in here. This could be a good move early. It's testing the lower Bollinger Band. He's about to cover. We just need some volume to come in and push this thing down. Okay. Not quite in a full stack. All right, now we just finally went in a full stack down on the M's, M1, 2, and 3, the white, green, and blue. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, still evaluating. I had to load up my platform. Evaluating SPY versus Apple right now. Apple's got some pretty good pricing. It's a Thursday, so it's pretty much the sweet spot for this overextension in price. We have a tough time trying to get anything when it's $6, of course.
Okay, guys.
$6.
I'm sorry. I went and entered that at 112. Got in at 112. I'm at 114 now. I'm going to set it out for 116. And got it. 116.
Nice. Clean work, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so Thursday is really nice in this time because, when it's very expensive early week on these weekly expirations, not so much for SPY, but for Apple, we see that price fall off much faster because it's not, we don't trade the day of expiration, but the day before is as close as we can get to that. So we have the lowest pricing, but it's still supported by a day of, a full day of time. And Thursday is a really nice spot to be, given the movement yesterday and that it actually started moving. We could see some good stuff today. It looks like not on SPY though, so very high on SPY. So we'll probably be on Apple all day. Thank you for your patience, everyone, on that morning fun.
And just a reminder, you guys, I'm just called in, so I don't have comments up. I'm unable to see comments, so I know
okay.
Joe and Michael will round those up.
We're all caught up for the moment.
All right, so let's see. Let's go over to If this continues up, we'll look at the 190 strike call on Q. Nice to seeing our spreads narrow quite a bit in the last couple of days. This week, certainly.
Yeah. I've been sitting here reading it. I was muted. Brian says, thanks, Tim, for the explanation. And
sure.
And I just spoke to Susan, and she said that it will not be a problem. She can't do anything with the thing going on right now, but that it will not be a problem in the morning. So.
Okay. No worries. Appreciate you, Sue Ann.
The girl behind the curtain.
Joseph asks, Micah, can you explain again why you aren't trading SPY today? Yeah. So SPY has 3 expirations a week, and Apple has 1. So Apple expires on Friday, SPY on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So as we get closer, obviously inflation has been a big problem for us. These options costing $7 or $8 at the money. That's not how we trade. And it kind of modifies some other things in the technique that makes it untradeable for us. So we need a lower price. To do that, we go farther out of the money. When we do that, so if you look at the SPY chain right now, if we, we're 550 on the current expiration. If we want to, get down even close to our dollar, I have 30 strikes visible and I don't even see anything lower than 170. Also, by the time you get there, all the volume's gone.
Right.
So there are strikes down there to trade often, but if we have Apple on a Thursday and we're in that sweet spot on Apple, which is one day before the day of expiration, then you can see on Apple, we only have to go, 4 or 5 out of the money, which is closer than we've been in a long time. We maintain a 15 delta and, have nice volume on both sides. So
Guys, keeping an eye
that's
on,
why, just because it's a Thursday.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just keeping an eye on this. Keeping an eye on this 180 strike put on Q. We may look at entering real tight spread right now. We're in a good position on the lowers. All right.
A 225 strike put on Apple. Apple's been very flat since the open, so that's odd.
Yeah, it is odd.
This is the calmest first 20 minutes of the market we've seen in 3 weeks, probably.
Apple's up 219, 223 though. SPY's up 335.
Yeah, even that, usually it's $15 by now.
I just can't believe that job.
The jobless rate? Yeah.
Being so high and the market is up.
Yeah, I saw that report and I
Yeah.
was very confused. Futures turn green as jobless count soars. Like, what?
It was down red, and then they announced it went up.
Exactly. It moved up on the news.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I think it might have gotten priced in late market yesterday when the rumors came out, because we had that huge drop in the last 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't finish looking into the news of why that drop happened.
Yeah, I think it really was just on the rumor.
Okay.
Was leaking out, and I think that it's just the market reaction. That's I'm hoping that it got priced in yesterday. End of session.
Craig got 18 cents on 3 Qs.
Nice.
Puts.
Nice.
Yesterday was one of the best
Craig
days.
says buy the rumor, sell the fact.
Yep.
Absolutely true.
Jay says what did be?
Yeah, I'm having a difficult time trying to see how fundamentals are playing into this market right now. I think it's all on rumor and innuendo at this point.
Yep.
But the cool thing about that is we don't, for the most part, we don't care. We had a disturbing couple of weeks. For the most part, we sat that out, kept our powder dry, and yesterday came, had some great trades, and that's like what it was before that 2-week period. That was more a typical day for us.
10 trades. Only one loss that was less than 0.5%.
Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna keep it on this. Let me see, the 190 strike call. Got a push here. All the lowers are in a good position. Even E3 is crossed. Upward price pressure is just real slow right now. Let's see. Get a little more volume in here. Be a nice push.
Hey, way to go. 10 cents on the Apple 240. put. That must have been
Nice.
on that last push down. Let's see, Apple 240. Nice.
Wasn't it Jay that went to the beach yesterday?
I think so.
It wasn't the beach. What did he say?
Okay, guys, I went in and entered there at 215, up to 218, and I set my close for 220, and
Yeah.
got 220.
Okay, great. 2.32%.
What's real nice today, guys, and unlike the last 2 weeks, is that the tick is not just jumping so much, right? We're getting straight, predictable movement. We got much tighter spreads. This is all good stuff. Bounces off. See if we got any more energy in this push.
Jay says to the boat where he went.
I don't know. Not quite in a full stacked up or heading that way. Would feel more comfortable if I saw more space between the E2 and E3, between the red and the blues. Let's see a little more distance. But you see, we've got a nice widening of the Bollinger Bands. I think it's set up. If we just have a little more buying pressure.
Keith signed in. Hey, Keith, you'll be on the podcast today. Brings up data what's going on up there. Yeah.
It's kind of in limbo on Apple.
Which is trying to decide what it's going to do. Okay, there it goes.
You have, you see this curve we got on E2 and E3s, flattening now. So it kind of looks like it would like the call, but you see this color switching on E4 shows us it's pretty choppy. So once we get some expansion on these Bollingers, we should be able to more clearly see what direction we're headed in. But a call is more likely from the lowers. We still have some space down though, so pretty much just go with the expansion. As for strikes, I'm looking at the 260 call and the probably the 230 put.
All right, well, this call may have run out of energy here. E1's about to cross. Okay, decreasing pressure on the buy side on E4. We're still keeping an eye on this 195 strike call. Maybe it has a little more energy in it. Okay, we got some increasing on that side. And
Kind of breaking out on Apple. Again, the 260.
okay, guys, I entered there at 235. I'm up to 240. Let me get out. Okay, got 235 to 240, Joe.
Okay, 2.13%. Good.
Yeah, it wants to drag Apple up, but it won't quite let go.
No.
This option
not sure
pulled
what,
back about 6 cents in the middle of this.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's driving this action on Q, but we'll take it.
you see that the Bollinger Bands are still narrowing. They're changing direction a little bit, but we're still narrowing on that break. I almost bought that, but then I noticed that the Bollinger Bands had never, I mean, they kind of went a little bit more parallel here, but we're tightening again here. So till this bottom one gives us some space to breathe, it's not going to take off.
Yeah. Q's in a real good position here, guys. It's just developing very slowly. You know, we could be in pullback territory here pretty quickly, but let's see what happens. Just be real cautious.
What strike did you play on your last call?
190. We are on the 190.
190.
Yeah. Could play though.
Oh, Brian says I understood you to say 245 also. Confused.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
Right?
Yes, that was the price.
Yeah. Yeah, the price was 240, but the strike was 190.
You said word.
It does get a little bit confusing because we don't, we don't clarify it every once in a while. We're just like tossing numbers at what we're looking at. So I never thought of it that way. I apologize.
You're right.
Label everything a little more clearly.
I just had a message from Keith. He will be able to attend the podcast. We'll find out how he's doing.
Yeah.
Byron says, Tim, about your last trade, what is a 195 strike call? Well, no, he's not what is. I'm sorry. Was it a 195 strike call?
Yeah. It was a 190.
Okay.
All right. So it may be done on the call side. Maybe done with calls right now. Let's see what happens.
He says he thought
Looks like Apple never got a.
He said he thought that you also said 245 also. He was just confused. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the price. Just for clarity, guys, when I call it, I'll call the strike and then I'll announce what I got into it for. What price did I pay for those contracts?
We're just hanging out parallel here on Apple.
Since we got started late, what we might do is go a little bit longer normally instead of breaking at 15 after.
Mm-hmm.
Might go to 30 after. I think that's okay with you guys?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm anticipating that I already got all set up. So.
All right. So looking ahead, I don't want to pay that much.
So I'm curious if anyone else is having troubles with orders filling. Both tried to enter, didn't fill. Happened yesterday as well. I had a couple that didn't fill yesterday, but that's just because the spread was wide and I put it towards the bid. So I didn't, I fully expected it. I didn't expect it not to fill, but I wouldn't be surprised, if it didn't, because I was the placing. So, but yeah, my fills have been fine on TradeStation. I think yours sounds like it as well, Tim. Right?
Yeah, mine have been fine.
Tim,
going into a pinch.
Wow, massive pinch.
Yeah.
Tim says that last trade was inside the Bollinger Band? Question mark.
No. Well, I caught it just as it was breaking the Bollinger Band. Now, and that's a great question, guys. If you've been trading with us for a while, you see that I generally trade outside the Bollinger Bands. Just come to see those are the safest. But I'm also looking at the behavior of the tick, what's going on. It's setting up in a pattern. And it was starting to set up in a pattern where it would bounce off of M1 or close to it and then go out. It was showing that same sort of pattern as we were going along. So I took that a little earlier. In fact, we're going to look at this call again. 190 strike call.
Looks like we should have picked SPY today, guys.
Could pick what?
Look at the difference in these. This is what SPY did. Well, Apple just chilled out sideways.
Man, Apple, yeah, it's gone to sleep. Okay, I got
no trouble.
All right, I'm into that at got in at 145. I'm at 147 now. I'm gonna set it out for 149. Come on. Bill, you got to put this up to that list.
What'd you get?
There we go.
What'd you get?
I got 5 cents. 145 to, excuse me, 245 to 250. I'm sorry.
245, 250. Okay.
Took a while to
2.1.
Took a while for that to sell. That's why we get our sell to close in early. Get it in that list. Let me see if there's anything cheaper we can do here.
Again, another potential call set up on Apple if we have any volume coming in. 260 is still the best place to be.
Guys, we're going to go down to the 195. Get down to closer to $1.
John, could you show a screenshot of your trading platform? Thanks. Yeah, we could do that. We'll have to hide the account numbers because it does display the full account number on it. So we can I'll screenshot it and take it into Paint and just draw the black lines over that, and then
yeah. Hey guys, I jumped in on this one again. I'm in it. Got in at 112. Currently at 112. Come on. All right, got 113. I'm setting out for 115. And got 114. Okay. All right, it's 2 cents.
2 cents, okay. Okay,
are we going to be Apple pushing out or
1.79%? Great.
Okay, we'll stay at the 195 strike call, guys. We get another bounce out. We're having a tremendous push up here on Q. This is great. It's predictable. It's happening.
$3, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. And Apple gets rejected again. Come on, Apple. I want to play too.
Same Delta Donor.
John, if you would like to email me at Micah, M-I-C-A-H, at micromomenttrading.com. I can get you that screenshot. M-I-C-A-H at Micromoment Trading. Go ahead.
Okay, if you you look at this pinch, this is real classic. See where we got a real tight pinch and almost immediately got expansion. This is real typical, and this is just a classic setup for the charts. You know, that's why when we call out pinches, because we know at some point it's going to break out of that pinch, and it usually breaks out in a big way.
And if it's in the midst of high volatility like this, it's even better. And if you guys notice how large it was, here I'm going to scroll back for just a moment on this. Look how big to how small this gets, how fast, right? Yeah. On this Q. Like, take a screenshot of that even. Like, this is a great sign. Even I looked over at Q and I mentioned something. Yeah, because that's what happens. So there's your current chart.
Yeah.
Take a screenshot of this Q.
Yeah, this is classic. Okay, we're gonna get back into this. Maybe not. Let's see. Bounce off.
Jay says Apple was a tease. Micah was right. She's getting close but not. Yeah, you see the movement, Jay. It goes and then just kind of just right before it just stops. Meanwhile, Spy is just shooting the moon here, so.
Waiting for a bounce here. E1's about to cross up. We've got pressure upwards. This has already happened 2 times. Let's see if we get a triple top on this.
Kathy,
or just an extension of the top. Yeah.
Kathy got 10 cents on a SPY call.
Nice.
John said thanks for the info.
Okay, I've got back into this. Got at 116. And I'm out at 117, 1 cent.
1 cent.
Yeah, it just didn't have the energy.
Okay, almost 1% is 862, 0.862 of 1%.
Believe me, folks, that's more than some of my investments have done.
Joseph got 2 cents on SPY. Peck got 195 call on Qs, 110 to 116.
Nice.
Very nice. That's like 5.5% there.
Good job. See, these are
chilling.
Yeah, I mean, when Q is like this, when Q is like this is like low hanging fruit. The trades keep setting up for us. We just pick them off. All right, let's look at. I'm gonna head over to the put side. We may have exhausted calls for now, and I don't want to go down that low. We'll look at the 180 strike put on Q, the 180 strike put. And keep an eye on this. Load that into our matrix.
You see where Joseph got 2 cents on SPY?
Yeah, it is pretty nice. I'm looking at these the SPY chain anyways.
If Peck
See if it's playable.
Went from $1.10 to 216 on that 195C call. Q.
We on the last push up, we broke through a 3-week high on this and to 187, which has been a sticking point.
Hey, Tim Lannon said, when you get out, are you using the option chain or are you using the matrix to exit?
I'm using the matrix on TradeStation. So as soon as I do put in my order, which is an OCO, so it sets my top and bottom, I can quickly slide my limit price up on the sell. And I do that immediately.
Tim, Melissa says, how many contracts are you trading that are getting filled?
Right now, I'm trading 75 contracts. And the reason is we haven't done much trading in 2 weeks. So I get a little shy and I'm building back up again. I'm still not quite trusting the market or the options. I want to see a couple of days of repeatable movement before I commit more contracts.
It's a really wise move. Come on, Apple. Melissa says Sony contract says 8 filled notices. I feel like that's about standard. Do you get filled in less than 8 on 200 usually? I mean, maybe less than 8, but you should I feel like it should still be 5 or 6, depending on what you're trading.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, if you have 100 contracts and 10 other people have 10, the broker is still going to make that transaction happen. So partial fills are when, there's only 5 people with 10 contracts on the other side. You're selling 100. You're buying 100. So only 5 of them can offload. And that's why we say put your limit in right away, because you're at the front of that line. You get yours filled. And then as many as there are to fill will fill into that new order. And that leads to partial fills or multiple fills. And Melissa's saying that sometimes it takes up to 8 different parties' contracts to fill 200, which does seem a little high, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing 200 right now. We have the option or the advantage on our matrix. We can see what's available and what's being sold. How many contracts are actually going off at a given strike. So we can get a snapshot of how much activity is going on at any moment.
The problem with that
So Melissa said in response to what Mike was just talking about, usually 2 to 3. However, I've left my beloved cues and went to SPY.
Okay, that's fine. Hey,
SPY's a good place. It's a good place to be.
And Kathy said, Mike,
I thought Apple was going to take off here, but it's kind of pausing.
Kathy says, Mike, I broke up with Apple just for today, though, I think.
Well, as soon as you left, you started getting frisky here. So 260 strike call is prepped. It's still sporadic.
Yeah.
Very
We're going to prep
sporadic.
the 190. We're going to prep the 195 strike call, but we're going to be very careful. Okay.
We have a little double top here from earlier at 250, gaining momentum.
In Apple? Is that an Apple?
I'm back. Yeah. Well, it might be. Not yet, though. Just being jumpy.
Oh, so you're not in it yet?
No.
We're standing by.
Nobody's buying it, dude. There's only 30 contracts trying to get in right now.
I know. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is also another reason I tend to trade outside the Bollinger Bands, because there's waiting for volume to come in. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got in. Go ahead and pull that at 126. I'm at 128, and I'm out at 129.
Fantastic.
So I got it was a 5-10 second trade on that.
Wait, you got it at 126?
I got it at 126. Yeah, and out at 128.
Oh, 128. Okay.
Yeah.
Still my 199 there.
Okay, you were
instantly at 202.
Okay, you're 1.58 in the last queue.
Okay. Keep an eye on this 195.
Are you in the Apple?
No, I didn't fill.
Okay.
Didn't give it to me.
Need some volume here.
That puts us at 11.69 for the day so far.
Okay.
I didn't show me there at 112 either. I moved strikes 265. I guess I know what you're talking about now. Whoever mentioned that. Now we're a little bit dangerously.
Okay, let's go ahead and enter here. We're entered at 136. We're at 136 now. We set our close for. Let's just get out. All right. Excuse me. Lost a penny on that, Joe.
Okay. That's again, I always have to mention this. That is exactly what you're supposed to do. People that you've had all these successes. This is a 7th trade, and all the rest of them great profits. And you would tend to get in a groove and say, "Oh, well, I'm going to hang on here." But everything else has been successful, and it doesn't work. You did exactly perfect. That's what everybody should remember. That's the difference between making fantastic amounts of money and not making fantastic. So.
Yeah, another thing about this, guys, the more it hangs out at the top, the more opportunity it's going to drop, right? It's just the nature of the market. It just is not going to stay in one direction that long. So the longer it is in a push, the more opportunity it has to drop, as it's doing right now.
See, that was only 0.7%. So.
Yeah. Yeah, if we can keep our losses, and we're all going to have them, if we can keep them to 1 to 2 cents, you're going to make money.
Apple's struggling to break down through M1 here. Go for a second leg. Yeah, there were a couple opportunities. I must have just tried to get too good of a fill on Apple. I should have been in that twice on 2 different strikes, but just didn't end up getting in. So probably should have been a little bit more aggressive in my pricing on that one. I might offer a little bit higher, but.
Are you going in below ask?
No, above.
Okay.
In between the bid ask, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like 1 cent above those times.
Okay.
Jay made 3 cents on the Apple call, but it partial filled even when I backed it down from 150 to 70. Yeah, also when it's that choppy, you saw how it was just really like jagged, instantaneous movement, Jay. That will happen. The partial fills will happen a lot in that. It's jagged because those are actual fills going off, and they're going off at a bunch of random places in really quick succession. So that's the issue for that. You're having things fill at 117, and then the next thing fills at 120, and then 118, and then 115 and 121. When you see that happen, it's pretty difficult to get everything filled. That's the only word of warning I would say to you as well, Melissa, because on the turns that they're so aggressive and fast, if it does take you 8 fills to get out, how many seconds do those 8 fills take? And how much exposure are you leaving for it to instantly turn, and then you got to chase it down. So it's never a bad thing to take your contracts a little, down a little bit when it's warranted.
I don't know if you said anything, but Kathy got another 10 cents on the SPY call, and Joseph got another.
Yeah, we did see that.
Oh, did you? Okay. And Jay got 3
Yeah,
cents.
they did fantastic.
Okay. Although we ran these returns, I didn't know if you got all this. Did you get Melissa says that Tim scared the beesies out of me? I'm down to 75. I don't know what that means.
She went down to 75 contracts.
Yeah. Guys, I'd love to be trading 500 contracts on every trade, but there's just no way. We'll never get that filled. but I'm having pretty good fills on 75 right now.
Look at this chop fest on Apple. Just bouncing around a whole dollar in every minute.
Yeah, we're kind of meandering right now, looking for some direction.
Man, SPY was the place to be today. I feel like I keep chasing those two back and forth. Was it overwhelming, guys, when I had 3 charts up here? Let me know in the question box. When I had that gap in the middle, I had SPY in the middle, Q on the left, and Apple on the right. I liked that a lot, but if that was too much, that's how we used to do it back in the day. We had Q, IWM, and Apple up. The girls did. But I realize that can be a little bit overwhelming.
I mean, for me personally, I like it. I like having an option.
Yeah.
And seeing what's going on. I mean, with us 3, we cover most of the market.
Yep. Yeah, it's essentially the NASDAQ and then the other 75% of the market between,
Right.
SPY and Q. And Apple gives us a route to go if we don't want to trade an ETF for some reason.
Right. 180. Hey guys, we'll look at the 180 strike put on Q. If this continues down,
Apple's doing the same pinch that Q did. Maybe pushing up again.
All right. Now go back to calls.
This option is not moving though.
See, we're setting up in a relative pinch again here. It's kind of like it's like it sprints for a little bit, then it sort of calms down and walks and gets its breath back, and it sprints again. Let's just see what's going to go there.
Yeah.
If we do end up on the put side, guys, we'll look at the 180 strike put.
You got 3
All right,
points.
I'm gonna.
Short thing.
Apple's turning hard. Maybe. See, what is it even? Apple has lost its mind.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, everyone says 3 is fine. Cool, we'll do that. I guess, we have all yes votes. Is there anybody that doesn't? And, a reason why. Brian, would you describe the priority of being high or low in the case? We've been trading calls in Q, but E2 and E3 have been high in the case, right? Yes, they have, absolutely. And that is conditional to simply the market conditions. We should have explained that more. But yes, E2 and E3, well, let me explain it like this. E2 and E3, the steps are positioning, right? It has to be high in the case first. But it is still in, E2 and E3 on Apple are still in a call position. They're nearly topped out in the case. But until we see red flat, it's not out of the call. Because we also don't go directly from call to put. We go from call, neutral, to put, to neutral to call. So here we are in the top of the case, right? But we still have a little bit of flare going on in 3, meaning getting wider. So this is still a call position. It's not as strong of a call position as it was down here, but it's still holding on until that goes flat and covers blue. When that happens, we're no longer in a call. We're also not in a put yet. And then when we break red below blue, we're actually in a put. So a call position is a little bit different than a strong, call position. Down here, this cross up, that's when this call is strong, and you can see that, obviously. And these types of moves happen best when when it's already, on the opposite side of the case. Now we're in a market right now that is unprecedented and ridiculous, and anything can be a ridiculously strong move, and it can just launch, $8 out of nowhere these past 2 weeks. So that's, kind of something we have to keep in mind. But yeah, but you are completely right. Kathy, I was talking about, what's that, Kathy? Yeah, I was talking about having 3 charts up: Q, SPY, and Apple.
Yeah, real sharp turn on Q here. You can see that break in the red.
10:30, guys. We'll get it open.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to see how this next move on Apple plays out, but I'll meet you on the podcast.
Yeah, if you do it, just text me and let me know what it is.
Yeah, I'll head off in a couple minutes.
It's Free Friday. We have a lot of phone calls for. So,
okay. Hey, folks, join us in a half hour, please, on our discussion. You can ask questions, get some clarity, but please join us. And how do they get, Micah, how do they get to the call, the webinar?
Yeah, so Joe emailed it to all of you.
Yeah.
And there's also a link on your chat box for the webinar. You can click directly in that, or if you can get either of those, something like that, you can go directly to YouTube and type in Micro Moment Trading, and we'll be up live in 29 minutes. So we start on the 2nd every Thursday.
On the 2nd. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Awesome. All right, see you over there, Joe. Oh, he's gone.
Okay, I'm just going to hang here for a second, see if this call develops one last time.
Maybe finally get a trade on Apple.
Okay, come on. Get up there. Okay. All right, I got in 116 up to 117. I was quickly set my close to 119. I'm going to push it up to 120.
I was able to grab some there.
Good.
At 128.
Okay, write this down.
Man, this is such a weak push. Come on.
Oops. No. Let's see. So 120. All right. Let me see if we get another push up here. A lot of optimism out there.
Get right out at 120. Yeah, we're in it for we were in it for 30 cents of upside, and we were 1 cent up max. Now it's pushing.
Wow.
Go figure.
Yeah.
So that was 128 to 128.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only at 129 right now.
Slow movement.
Yeah, just kind of a gutless.
Just wants to push. Yeah.
Let me try one more time.
Yeah. Let's see if this goes, or if this is going to tumble. Okay. All right.
There we go.
Bounce back. Got strong pressure up.
Yeah,
We're good on the
okay.
lowers.
I don't like it on Apple.
I know. I know. It's tumbling. Okay.
All right, guys.
All right. I will see you.
You might very well be back on today, and we'll see you. Yep.
See you in 20.
See you in the webinar. All right. Thanks, guys. What strike were you on, Jay? Or did you just get it earlier? It was, the 4 cents was there, 260. Oh yeah, that's the one we were on earlier. Yeah, I think if you're playing Apple these days, you gotta play it at 250, at like 230 maybe. But you really do have to be above $2 to, and the spreads are decent, you know, still 3 or 4 cents. But all right, Peck may be back later. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, probably not on Apple if it doesn't start moving, but I think we're gonna have some more news on that bill. Because it's with the House right now. So I know they're trying to really push that through hard. The Dow is up 922 already. So if we get any sort of negative news from the House, they push it off even. That's you know, we're gonna have a lot of space to fall. You know, and we could easily see a 500 or 600 point drop in 20, 30 minutes. So yeah, it depends on the bill. We'll see. All right, talk to you soon, guys.